Hey y'all, Austin here with Outer World Media. Welcome back to another video. This time, guys, this is one that Kevin Toll, sorry, I don't know why I said Towns, Kevin Toll, put out a video this morning called Which Book Must Go. Essentially, the idea behind it is if there's a fire that happens or, something that happens in your house or that you have to evacuate immediately, what are you grabbing? What books? So I was talking to him this morning, he said that he hopes more people start to do this kind of video. So I figured, I'd give it a shot and I'll tag a couple people at the end of it and see what they have to say. I just want to tell Kevin, hope you start to feel better, man, after your surgery and whatnot. But let's get into it, guys. Also, go give him a follow at Kevin Toll's. Kevin Toll's Reviews, I believe, is the full name. I just call him Kevin at this point. We're going to start off with the cheating answer, and the easiest answer, which is my Kindle. I feel like that's kind of cheating though, but that's just because there's so many damn books on this thing. But we're going to get into it. And I will say, I know there's probably going to be some people that are going to ask, where's this book? Where's that? I'll get to it at the end. I will say, starting off, there will be no Walt Longmire books on here, just because I want to do a video talking, ranking the first 10 in order of least favorite to favorite, and I feel like if I just grabbed one of them, feel like that would kind of spoil that video. So there would be a Longmire book on here, but I don't want to ruin that video and give it away. So we're gonna start off with, and I must say also, this is hard as hell to do, guys, to try to know it. Kevin didn't give an exact number of how many it had to be. I would think what you'd carry in an armful, and I was sitting here looking at my bookshelf trying to think I could take quite a few books in my hands and whatnot, but I'm trying to keep it civil. I have 7 books here. I was trying to keep it to 5, but I couldn't. So we're going to start this off though, guys, with Lonesome Dove. This is a book that you could easily replace, but just how awesome this book is and what all is in this and for how long it is, you can't beat it. I need to do a review on this here eventually, but if you haven't read Lonesome Dove, you guys need to give it a shot. If you've seen the miniseries and are kind of hesitant, the miniseries is very accurate. There are some things that are a little different in there, I'm not gonna lie, but as you can see, my copy in addition just falling apart, so I could easily get a better copy than this. I'm still holding out for hardcover, so in 6 months, a year, if I do this video again, which I'm sure I will have probably a hard copy of this, and I think this will never go off that list. This is such an awesome book. I know my wife and me love to sit down and watch the miniseries. If we put on, part 1, we're gonna sit there and watch it all damn day. But again, guys, Lonesome Dove, I feel like a lot of you guys are gonna have this on your list. There's gonna be a couple guys that I feel like if they didn't, I would be very, very shocked and surprised. But again, guys, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry, great book. This is definitely one of the best books ever written. Next, we're going to get into yet another Western. You're going to notice a trend here. Most of these are going to be Western. We're going to get off with a book that I read a couple months ago, and that is Zane Grey's Riders of the Purple Sage. Again, another book that I could probably find another copy of. The reason that I would grab this one, though, again, even though I could get a better copy, one that's a little nicer, this is the uncut and uncensored edition. Again, guys, I don't know what is uncensored or uncut about this book. I really didn't see what would be so bad about it, but I could see how, and understand how back in I think it was 1912 when this came out? Yeah, I believe it was 1912 when this came out. I could understand why some of it wouldn't have been allowed to be published, but again, guys, I don't think I'll ever part with this edition. If I were to find this in hardcover, and that's the thing, guys, I don't do hardcovers, but if it's a book I absolutely love, I think they look awesome in hardcover. So again, Riders of the Purple Sage by Zane Grey, such a great book, in running for my favorite book of the year thus far. Now this next one, it's not one that I've read, but I've never been able to find it out in the wild, and I've had this since I was in like middle school or high school, and that is the novelization of Halloween 2 by Jack Martin. Again, I have not read this book. In all honesty, I'm kind of worried to read it because I'm worried it might fall apart. Just looking in here now, there's actually pictures in here and I didn't realize that there were. But again, guys, I absolutely love everything Halloween, the movie show, the movie series and whatnot in the holiday. But again, guys, I would have to grab that just because, again, I've not been able to find this out in the wild. I know there's a Halloween 1 and a Halloween 3 and 4 novelization, I believe. I think you can get number 4 on Amazon. But again, guys, I don't think I'll ever get rid of this book. This would definitely be one that I'd have to grab. The next one probably shouldn't surprise anybody, and that's going to be The Sister Brothers by Patrick DeWitt. I did a co-review with Faceless a few 3-4 months ago, however long ago it was. Holy crap, it was that long ago, guys. Time really does fly. But again, guys, you know, this was such a great book. You know, I very, very much enjoyed reading this book. You know, this is one, not only just because it's a great book, but, you know, it was my first co-review with somebody that I really do consider a friend at this point. So I definitely have to grab this and whatnot. The next one, it's another one that I haven't read, but it's a first edition, so I would have to grab it just because I don't know if I'd ever be able to find it in this great a condition again, and that is Fair Blows the Wind by Louis L'Amour. I need to read this book. I really do. I need to try to get on my TBR here in the next however many months and try to read this book finally. Again, I've had this copy for quite a few years now, but I would not be able to find another one quite like this just because it's got the casing on it and whatnot. I know it's about Spaniards or that are pirates or something. I don't really know a whole lot about it. The next book is one that I absolutely love. And I have 2 copies of this book. I could have grabbed my other one, but I had to grab this one because it's a first edition, and that is Have a Nice Day by Mick Foley. If you haven't seen my review of this book, go and watch it. I absolutely love this book. There's some days, even though I didn't read it that long ago, there's been a couple days where I kind of feel like I just want to pick it back up and reread it just because of how awesome of a book this is. I mean, even being a paperback hardcover book, it's almost 500 some pages. This is an awesome book. If you are not a huge wrestling fan, I still recommend reading this just because I feel like Mankind, Cactus Jack, although he is a culture icon at this point. I know that Hyden Reed had made a comment he never thought he would want to read something like this, but he's going to try to find it and give it a shot. I would highly recommend it. You know, try to find this out in the wild. I know you can go on Amazon and buy it for like $10, but this is one just for rereadability. I would grab this, and that's going to be the thing with most of these are just rereadability. 2 or 3 of these are going to be ones that are first editions. I haven't read them, but I don't think I'd be able to replace them, and that's why. But again, Have a Nice Day by Mick Foley is one that I could definitely reread over and over. The next one, it's a few reasons. One, I enjoy the book so damn much. I really probably will reread this book. I can't tell you how many times in the future. It's also signed, and so that helps. And that is Confessions of a Puppet Master by Charles Band. If you saw my review of this, or if you didn't, I absolutely love this book. You know, Charles Band was the creator of Puppet Master, Full Moon Features, just everything. The man was ahead of his time, and just reading everybody that was in this book that he mentions, everybody from Marilyn Monroe to Demi Moore to John Carpenter to Viggo Mortensen. I mean, the dude's been around for like 30 or 40 years, I think, longer than that, probably, about 40 years in the filming industry, really since the 70s, late 60s, early 70s and whatnot. You know, in the beginning of this, he talks about how his dad was working, you know, on a Western in Italy, and talks about how they were filming for a few more dollars alongside that and whatnot. But again, not trying to review the book, just trying to give y'all, you know, and explain why I would, you know, pick this up again. It's signed, but it's such a damn good book. I really can see myself, you know, reading this again in like October time, you know, next summer, give it a year, whatnot, and just pick it back up. But again, guys, those are going to be the 7 books that, you know, if fire or something were to happen, you know, and I had to leave my house, what would I pick up? But those would be the 7. And like Kevin said, you know, in his video, it could easily change every 6 months to a year. And I could see that happening. Some of these I don't think will ever come off that list. I don't think Lonesome Dove ever will. I don't see, you know, the Mick Foley book ever coming off of that list. Again, you know, my first editions, first printings or whatnot. But again, guys, you know, I'll try to do this in again another 6 months, probably a year, and let y'all know, you know, how that list has changed and whatnot. Again, like I said, I want to tag a couple people, so I'm going to tag Faceless in this, as well as Dustin Neely, and let's see what they have to say. I'm also going to tag Hide and Read. I want to see what they have to say and what books they would take. But as always, guys, I do appreciate y'all stopping by and watching my videos. Thank you.